can't wait for me to be a bad dog. Let's do it today. Let's stand out. Let's stand out for every man next to you. It gotta mean something. It gotta mean something. If we want to go somewhere, we gotta do it today. We gotta do it today. Let's go. Let's go, baby. All in, all out, baby. All in. Win on three. 1, 2, 3, win.
Yo, what's up? It's Woke Night of Recaps back in here with another game recap. The 49ers versus the Philadelphia Eagles. This game was kind of a tale of one quarter and then the rest of the game. The first quarter, I think we had 2 drives, -6 yards, couldn't move the ball. It looked like the Eagles defense was shutting everything down, but we weren't really running the ball per se. It was a lot of passing, and I wasn't really sure what was going on. And the defense was giving up yardage when the Eagles got the ball, but they held in the red zone, so they only gave up 2 field goals. So the Eagles were up 6-0 after the first quarter. After that, though, it changed. The Niners started moving the ball. They took the lead on a Brandon Ayuk touchdown that they had to review because it looked like the ball moved and they weren't sure if it hit the ground, but after watching multiple angles of it, it looked like he had his hands under it. So even though it moved, which it's allowed to do, it didn't touch the ground, so it was a touchdown. And then the Niners were up 7-6, and they didn't look back from there. They ended up at halftime up 21-6. They kicked off to start the game, so they came out in the second half and got the ball, and they scored again. And they kind of kept scoring. There was a big thing with Dre Greenlaw and some security guard. Greenlaw did one of his slam type tackle things on Devonta Smith, and he was kind of scuffling with some players, and then this security guy comes out of nowhere and like pushes him, and then Greenlaw like sticks his arm out and he like touches the guy in the face or something, and then Greenlaw gets ejected, and then the security guy had to leave the sideline. It was crazy, and because of that 15-yard penalty, the Eagles got close in the red zone, and they did their little quarterback sneak thing. They did it twice in a row, actually. The first time they got stopped. The second time they got in. That gave them 13 points. The Niners came right back and scored again to keep their lead pretty high. I mean, the final score was 42-19. So the Eagles scored another one. It was Hurts was scrambling. It looked like he was tough. He threw the ball, and I think it might have been Deommodore Lenoir wasn't lost his guy, and the guy caught the touchdown. So that was how they got to 19. They didn't try to go for 2, and the Niners scored 42 points. Debo had 3 touchdowns. McCaffrey scored. DeJuan Jennings scored. It was crazy. Ayuk scored, of course. Kittle had a pretty decent game too. He just didn't get in the end zone. I mean, he was making good catches and stuff. I mean, like I said, it was a tale. We literally had like 6 consecutive drives with a touchdown. I mean, some of them were in the first half, and then the other ones were in the second half. But either way, every time they got the ball after the first 2 drives where they had -6 yards and punted both times, they scored a touchdown. Every other drive after that, they were playing really good defense. They were keeping Philly at bay pretty much for the most part, like I said, except for some drives where we had penalties, and those penalties, they helped them score. Hurts got hurt for like 3 plays, came out of the game. Mariota was in, and then he jumped back in on that drive, and they ended up scoring on that drive. So it wasn't even gone for that long. The only players I think they had out was a linebacker. I don't remember what his name was, and Dallas Goedert didn't play. Other than that, they had everybody else. Fletcher Cox played. You know, they had their complement of offensive line. They had, you know, everybody was in there for them. Obviously, we didn't have Huff, who was out for the season, and George Odom, special team guy, out for the season. But yeah, I mean, it ended up being a really great game by the end. It was the kind I like. I always say, I don't like close games. I like games that are, you know, well in hand. And this game, after being down 6-0, became well in hand. Like I said, when they scored that quarterback sneak touchdown, I think they were within. It was closer at that point. I think it was 21-13 at that point. But then we scored, and we scored again, and we scored again, and they didn't score again until close to the end of the game. I believe. Yeah, another one where there was a pass interference play on Lenoir, I believe. Uh, that got him right basically on the goal line, and they threw a pass, and the guy caught it. Like I said, cornerback lost him. I believe that was also Lenoir. But otherwise, I think Lenoir played really well. He was playing a slot, as he has been. Ambry Thomas played really well. Mooney Ward played really well. A lot of pass breakups. There was a few times when they tried to throw AJ Brown, you know, passes in the end zone for touchdowns, and you know, those guys broke those up. So it was great. We won. We're now 9-3. The Eagles fall to 10-2. We got Seattle again for the second time coming up on Sunday. Yeah, it's definitely one of those things. It's crazy. I'm glad we won, and you know, it was great for us. We just got to keep going. We got 3 more divisional games. One of them is the last game of the season against the Rams at home. We got Seattle on Sunday. We got right after them. We got the Cardinals in Arizona. The Ravens come to Santa Clara on Christmas Day. We got the Commanders New Year's Eve in Washington, and then the Rams come to Santa Clara in January. And then that's it for the regular season. Right now we're still 2 seed, but we're close to the 1 seed. You know, obviously Philly has 2 losses. We have 3. Detroit won again, so they're same record as us. So yeah, I mean, this is kind of where we are. Cowboys are in it. I believe the Cowboys have the same record as us too. So yeah, and the Eagles got to play the Cowboys next. Cowboys coming off of a Thursday night game against Seattle that they won. So yeah, I mean, this is where we are on this, and like I said, hopefully we can keep it going, and yeah. So peace, stay woke. See you next week.